Battlefield 2042 microtransactions were data mined, Halo Infinite Season 2 roadmap has big features, Ubisoft might be up for sale, and much more on Today in Gaming. Hey guys, LevelCap here. Data miner Tempriel discovered the first big hints of Battlefield 2042's paid cosmetics and microtransactions. Over the weekend, he tweeted a series of images showcasing cosmetic bundles, cosmetics for soldiers, weapons, and vehicles, as well as info about XP boost currency packs, weekly missions, and more. Some of the screenshots include older versions of the specialist. One of them might also be an upcoming specialist Tempriel recently data mined named Hale. Based on previous data mining, it seems likely that 2042's first season of content will launch sometime in June. These microtransactions will probably be part of that launch. Officially, DICE have said that each season of content will include a new specialist, multiple weapons, maps, and more. Tempriel's findings seem pretty realistic with that in mind, and obviously DICE haven't revealed these aspects of 2042 officially yet, so hints about them being in the game's file shouldn't be taken as a suggestion that they're more of a priority than fixing the game or addressing player feedback. Data mined info should always be taken as speculation until proven otherwise. DICE are currently preparing to gather more feedback about specialists to fine-tune their upcoming rework of them. Data mining has suggested a more clearly defined class structure for specialists will be implemented at some point. A DICE developer recently posted on the game's forums that the tone of the specialist voice lines during the end of round screen is getting tweaked. It's unclear when these changes will be made to the game or how extensive they'll be. They could launch as part of the Season 1 update, in a patch before Season 1, or as part of Season 1's extended updates. Based on the data mined info, what DICE has officially said about what they're working on, and the last patch, it does appear that DICE are doing a lot to try and fix 2042 and get it into a much more playable state. What do you guys think about the work that DICE has done on the game so far? Is it enough? Has it piqued your interest? Are you coming back into the game? Are you hopeful for the future? Let me know in the comments. Halo Infinite finally has a Season 2 roadmap. It'll last 6 months and includes 2 maps, a new battle pass, the introduction of campaign co-op, and an open beta for Forge mode. 343 says the slow rollout of content is being done to keep the developers from burning out and delivering subpar content. Season 3 will launch in early November with more maps, modes, battle pass content, and a continuation of the Forge mode open beta. The general response from players regarding the roadmap on Reddit and social media is, well, frustration. Players want more content and the inclusion of staple features like infection mode, split-screen co-op, campaign DLC, and more. The developers have hinted at all of these things being in the works, but they're months away from launching. These missing features and slow content rollout cast a shadow on Infinite's otherwise fantastic gameplay. Hopefully the devs can sort out a better production workflow to deliver more content and features faster. Ubisoft might be up for sale according to industry insiders. A report by Bloomberg says the company is holding talks with private equity firms. Ubisoft has been the target of hostile takeovers in the past, but they've actually avoided being acquired until now. It seems like their falling stock prices over the last year are a significant factor in looking to sell the company off. Workplace harassment issues also rocked Ubisoft's public image over the past 2 years. Employees at the company say senior executives haven't followed through on their promises to improve how these issues are handled. Ubisoft has also had a string of high-profile failures with players and critics. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, the Battle Royale Hyperscape, and Far Cry 6 garnered mixed reviews. Ubisoft recently dropped support for Breakpoint, and Hyperscape servers are going offline this week. Of course, several other Ubisoft titles have done incredibly well. Assassin's Creed and Rainbow Six Siege in particular only seem to be getting more popular and well regarded as time goes on. It seems like Ubisoft may be struggling to find their footing outside of their established franchises while facing scrutiny from its workplace issues and diminishing returns on previous blockbuster properties. Perhaps selling the company makes sense. With some new executives and new ideas on board, they could take a monster studio and get even more out of it. The next season of Apex Legends Saviors was just revealed. It adds a new hero called Newcastle. He'll offer a ballistic shield that blocks enemy gunfire. It appears his ultimate ability expands the shield to provide cover for an entire squad. Saviors launches on May 10th. Other updates include a massive hostile creature that players can attack for extra loots and a new ranked play season. The developers of STALKER 2, GSC Game World, had their website blocked by Russia over the weekend. GSC are a Ukrainian studio that previously had offices in Russia, but they shut that operation down over the invasion of Ukraine. Their website cannot be accessed in Russia unless you use a VPN. STALKER 2 has been delayed because of all of this turmoil. The developer's website being blocked in Russia probably isn't that big of a deal, but it's still frustrating to see such petty retaliation from the Russian government. Diablo Immortal won't exclusively be a mobile title after all. Blizzard announced the upcoming action RPG is launching on June 2nd for mobile platforms and as an open beta on PC. It was initially revealed back in 2018 as a mobile-only game. Both versions of Immortal will be free to play and offer crossplay with cross-progression. Immortal is technically more of a franchise spin-off than a direct sequel to, say, Diablo 3. Blizzard is currently working on Diablo 4, but is probably at least another year away from launch. Getting hands-on with Immortal in the meantime is pretty nice. The Diablo 2 remaster was very well received, but again, it's really an old-school game with a very nice facelift. Immortal offers a new campaign, characters, and more. Borderlands 3 is finally getting full crossplay sometime this spring. The game got crossplay last May, but the studio CEO announced that they had dropped PlayStation support for the feature due to a certification issue. At the time, it was unclear if they were even working on a solution. PlayStation support should be added in the next few weeks based on their recent announcement. Valorant's next seasonal update launches in 2 days. It adds a new hero called Fade. Her ability includes an orb that reveals enemy locations, an orb that wraps enemies, a prowler that locks onto enemies in its path and blinds them, and an ultimate that shows a trail left behind by enemy players. She seems like a powerful addition to the game that offers interesting variations on abilities from the existing heroes. The new season includes fresh Battle Pass cosmetics, but no new map. It's also unclear what, if any, updates the players can expect for the game's existing content. A new mod for Elden Ring called Seamless Co-op does pretty much what you'd expect it to. It prevents player summons from getting booted out of your game after the usual limits have expired. It also removes the need for specific summoning items, letting players run through the game in co-op from start to finish. The mod still seems like a work in progress though. Dying or beating a boss will kick your co-op partner. It's also tough to say if the game's developers will ban you for using the mod. They're generally pretty relaxed when it comes to offline mods, but online mods are another story. Anything that could potentially lead to other players having their experience ruined generally results in a ban. So if you're thinking about trying out the mod, do so at your own risk. Before we get to today's final story, don't forget to let us know what you think about Battlefield 2042's progress in the comments below. Also, leave us a like, feel free to subscribe so you don't miss any future content. It's always a good way of supporting the channel. Valve has updated their design of the Steam Deck's upcoming docking station. This dock will now offer DisplayPort 1.4, HDMI 2.0, power-in, Gigabit Ethernet, 3 USB 3.1 ports, and a USB-C port to connect the dock to the Steam Deck itself. The original design had one USB 3.1 port and 2 USB 2.0 ports alongside the video and networking ports. The updated design sounds like a slight improvement, but for folks loading games from external devices or looking to connect advanced peripherals, the extra USB horsepower is a must-have. Unfortunately, the docking station isn't available yet, and there's no ETA on launch aside from 2022. Unlike the Nintendo Switch, docking the Steam Deck won't improve your performance, so it's not like the dock is an absolute game changer for usability or anything like that. The Steam Deck has been a massive hit for Valve, and they're slowly releasing units in waves to pre-order customers. And that wraps it up for today in gaming. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap signing off.